Good afternoon, and welcome to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. We're so glad that you found time in your special schedule to join us today. And our special guest today is Van Fields. Van Fields. He's here with the Stylistics Revue, and we're featuring him today. And Van, let's start right away. I want you to take us through this musical journey that you've been through since you were a young guy up until when you met and you worked with the Stylistics and beyond. Okay, could you do that?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right.
First of
But
all,
I forgot something. Let's introduce Forrest. Introduce
yes.
Forrest for us.
This is Forrest Finney, one of my singers. Very good recording artist and singer.
Okay.
Well, I started singing professionally when I was 15.
Okay.
And I was in a group called the Symphonics, right out of Bartram High School. Mm-hmm. Great vocalists, but nobody had the dream to make it a career. They were just having fun. So when that was over, after we all graduated, everybody went their separate ways. I was still hungry for that career thing. So then I met up with some more high school friends of mine that was in another group called the Majestics. Right. The Majestics were established. They had management. They had gigs.
They were like together?
They were, yeah. There was a group and band together, like self-contained, and that was a nice little experience. It only lasted me like 2 years, from 74 to 75. Then I went to the Army, and while I was in there, I tried to get a band together when I was stationed in Korea. And they was good, yeah.
Okay, all right.
So, when I came out of the service, then there was other little bands and stuff going around, and I wanted to do that as like a solo artist.
Yes.
But for some reason, we just couldn't get it off the ground. And it was this one place in Southwest Philly, well, I say West Philly, on 52nd and Walnut Street, called the Hollywood Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Every Thursday.
Was it there that long ago? Was there?
It was there since, I remember, I first went there was in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
1970s, yes.
Okay.
And I was too young to go in there, but I was going in there. Because they had talent, wherever I had a chance to, to showcase what I had, I'd go to the palace. And many years later, I teamed up with a cappella group called A Perfect Blend.
Okay.
They were out of North Philly. And we sounded great. We even cut records, We had a deal offered to us by Philadelphia International. But this is like after the company had folded. I don't know how they was actually functioning, and they had like no distribution deal. So we had to let that go. We're good as cutting records, but they're just going to sit on the shelf and collect dust. So then we went to this catalog recording company called Collectibles, and Collectibles took us in and promised us 15% of whatever is, becomes of it. And we
was that a good amount at that time? The 15%?
Oh, 15% was
good?
Awesome.
Okay.
But we didn't get it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we recorded 3 CDs with those people. And, it got us some good gigs, and our manager at the time was the fiance of, what's this guy's name? A radio guy from 98 FM. Very well known. I can't think of his name right now. And with his ties, we worked the very best a cappella gigs on that circuit, doo-wop circuit. And while we were doing that, we got offered to do the Apollo. We went to the Apollo, and we sang Natural High, and we won. With one try.
This was with Perfect Blend?
A Perfect Blend.
Okay, Perfect Blend, okay.
And then later on, there's a theater, a repertory theater, I think that's what you call it, on North Broad, that Freedom Theater.
Oh, yeah, Freedom. That's still there.
They was building this play that was fashioned after the movie Cooley High. And I said, why are you doing a play after a movie that's like that many years old and it was a movie, you know? He said, because I want to do something different. I want to take a movie, instead of going from a play to the movie, we go from the movie to the play. So anyway, we became part of that, and that ran for 6 weeks. It was good. We had some nice Skrilla. But then it came to an end. So in the meantime, I was looking at other possibilities. There was the Delphonics, okay? But it wasn't the Delphonics with William Hart, who they call Poochie. It was his brother. They had split up. His brother had his own Delphonics. We called it the Willphonics, behind his back. And that was cool. I spent like 6 weeks training to be just like Pooh and sound like him, move like him, and all that. And his brother, Poochie, since he owned the name the Delphonics, he would call promoters and tell them, you know, don't hire them or I'll sue you. So we wasn't working that much. I think I did one gig with the Willphonics until
Willphonics, right?
a cousin of mine, his name is Ronald Lloyd, they called him Rock. He came to my mother's house and was looking for me. Told my sister that he had this great opportunity for me. So when I finally met him, you know, he was like, what you doing? And I was all happy and proud. I'm a Delphonic, man. I'm saying leading everything,
and you should have been proud.
Yeah.
That was an excellent group.
That's right.
Yes.
All the hits they got. Well,
Yes.
I love the
That's something to be
Delphonics.
proud of.
I love them.
Yes,
I'm
I
gonna tell
love
you,
them too.
I grew
Yeah.
up with them. I used to put them against the Moments. Oh, they can beat the Moments. They can beat the Whatnots. They can beat, you know, because they were great like that.
Great group. Yeah.
But, you know, at this point, they were a splinter group, and it wasn't working, especially the one that I was working with, because his brother was stopping him. So he said, man, you need to come on up to Arian Love's house and just give him an interview. Give him an audition, you know, and see what happens. So I went up there, and I sang Bet You By Golly Wow. No, Stop, Look, and Listen. And he said, hey, let's go to work. I said, well, it's not that easy now, you know, with the Delphonics. He said, you are? Oh, well, I appreciate you telling me that, man. Damn. I thought you was going to be the one. I said, well, you never know. So I went and did the one gig with Wilbur. And when I came back, I said, I want to reconsider that offer. And then when I saw him, he showed me the paper and all them zeros. And okay.
It was
a no-brainer.
yes.
I was gone.
Yes.
And I was with the Stylistics from April 26, 2000
Okay.
to January 3rd, 2011.
Oh, you stayed with them 11 years.
Yes, ma'am. And I seen the world. It was beautiful.
It was,
you know,
it was good.
all these different cultures and, you know.
Well, did you enjoy working with the group? Did you enjoy that?
You had to go there.
Yeah, because I want to hear that.
Well, we had our differences. And, you know, one thing led to another to where we were bumping heads, you know.
But that happens in many groups. I mean, that's nothing unusual, right?
Right.
Okay.
And I actually, you know, was very vocal, where a lot of people said, I wouldn't have said that. I'd just, you know, sit back and take it and get that money. I said, you know what? The money was fine.
Yes.
I did a lot of things with that money. You know, bought a house, 2 cars,
Good,
buried
good,
people,
good,
put 2 kids
What'd
through
you say,
college.
buried people?
Yeah, you know, 'cause, you know, they ain't had no insurance. You know, like
okay.
took care of that. Put my daughters through college. Yeah, I did a lot of constructive stuff. Got rid of all my debts. That was the first thing I did.
Yes.
But like, there was this friction all through the tenure of being a stylistic that had to come to an head.
Well, Van, like, usually there's, after a while, like, you enjoy the money and the traveling and all that, but after a while the heads start budding, and the friction develops. And then the group began to separate, and then...
Well, the group didn't separate this time. They just separated me.
They separated you after 11 years.
Right.
Okay. Well, lots of times the groups separate. Well, when they separated you, that was separating the group. Okay?
Well,
because you were part of the group at that point.
That's true.
Right? And so then they separate, and then a lot of them break off, and they go their own different ways, or they create something like the Stylistics Revue or something that they do, right?
And that's exactly what I did.
And that's what you did. Now, before you go into that part of your story, I want to talk to Forrest. Okay, I want you to tell me about something that you've done.
Oh, okay.
Your musical career. Tell me about that.
Okay, I started with a group called Free Exchange.
Okay.
I'm from Camden, New Jersey, out of Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
And from there, I went to sing with the Ebonies from Camden, New Jersey.
Okay.
I did a little,
Hey, for the Ebonies, right?
did a little
Okay,
bit of
okay.
Ebonies, yeah.
Okay.
Ebonies. And from there, I just been singing here and there, different groups, and trying to fit in at certain places. And then I got called for to a little audition with Van.
Okay.
And went over there and auditioned. He liked what he heard, liked what he saw, and he hired me to come to be a part of the Stylistics Revue.
Okay.
And I've been there ever since for at least about the last 2 years.
About 2 years.
Yes.
And you're from Camden, New Jersey?
I'm from Camden, New Jersey, yes.
Okay.
And sang at the Apollo, did a little similar thing that he did.
Mm-hmm.
He's from East Philly.
East Philly. Okay.
East Philly, yeah,
Right.
how about that?
I sang at the Apollo, like the same thing he did, something similar he did, and just work with different groups and trying to make things happen.
Okay.
And
Well,
I love singing.
You love singing.
Yes.
Well, how's this relationship with you and Van? You want to whisper in my ear? I mean, how's the relationship?
The relationship is great.
It's a good relationship.
Yes. Van is a very professional at what he do, and I just come here to help him out, be a part of what he's trying to.
Okay,
what
we
he's
welcome you. We welcome you because he's been doing this for a long time.
Exactly.
He's
That's
supportive, and he just loves music.
Loves the music of the stylists, and just to bring that sound back, to keep that sound going. It's just an honor.
Because when someone loves, like, okay, I love Smokey Robinson. I love Smokey Robinson. And
So do I.
And if I could sing, I would always sing his music. I would keep it going forever and ever. But since I can't sing, I just listen. And then I marvel over those that can. So I think you're doing a good job. Now tell me about, how did you start the Stylistics Revue? How did that start?
Well, as I was saying, I was with the Delphonics, or the Wilphonics, and got that call. So when Russell Tompkins, the original lead singer of the Stylistics, left, he left just Herbert Morrell and Arian Love. And they were a 3-man group before he took off. They always knew that they wanted, 3 people in the background and 1 lead.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Herb Morrell had picked Eban Brown to be the lead vocalist, and he sounded close. I said, hey, it was supposed to be my job, but I'm not tripping. I belong to a world-class touring group.
Yes,
with
indeed.
multiple
they were,
hits,
yes.
pretty
yes.
songs that I don't mind
Yes,
singing.
yes.
So I'm like, yeah, stick me in the background. But after a while, we had so much work, and they never got back to the what they call the shed and bring me up front with the choreography.
Right.
I had to learn while I was on stage, looking at the back of them. So I would see stepping, but I wouldn't see hand gestures. There's a lot of things you can't really grasp from the back of something. Turns, yeah, okay, they turn to the right, turn to the left.
Choreography was, yeah.
Just stop, look, listen to your
Yes,
heart,
yes.
what it's saying.
Yeah.
That was easy, but the footwork and set up steps I didn't know anything about. I had to learn by watching.
Okay.
So when I got that to the point where I was moving just like them and doing like at least 90% of the steps correctly, I expected to be moved up. But because of the friction between me and the leader of the group, he was like, "No, you're not ready yet. You're only 85." I said, "Well, why don't we have a rehearsal so I'll be 100 and you can bring me up there because it don't look right with me being back."
Okay.
And when I was back there, I was like 10 feet back. So it was really, ain't that shame?
Yeah.
10 feet. Like I had some kind of disease or something. They didn't want me near it. But anyway, you know, the audience is caught on. They would always ask us at the end of the show, "Why is he so far back there?" And they always had a story. And the story would change with each fan. And, you know, I got tired of lying, you know, trying to cover whatever the real reason is. So I started sending the people to them. And again, that was hilarious. Because
Okay.
both of them was getting ready to say two different things. I said, "You know what? I ain't going to worry about this." You know, my cousin Rock, who told me about the audition and everything from the beginning, he was telling me, you know, "Yo, Van, they're not messing with your money, are they?" I said, "Nah, man, as far as I know, I like what I'm getting paid." So he said, "Well, don't worry about it, man. Just hang in there. Learn what you can on your own.
Hi.
Stick with this."
Okay. All right.
You know, and I did. I stuck for as long as I could. Then some other crap, you know, came down between me and the lead singer, one of the leader of the group, and then one thing led to another, and I was out.
Okay. Okay. Well, although you were out at that point, for whatever reason it was, did you or did you not learn? Did you learn a lot of
Yes,
stuff?
I learned about the business.
You learned about
I
the
learned
business.
how to handle, how to handle promoters,
Right.
and what it's, you know, like to be a professional on and off stage. You know, once you're traveling with a very visible group, a group that's, you know, known around the world, you're never really off duty unless you're in your own closed doors at home. When you're in the street, if they know who you are, you're expected to carry yourself a certain way, you know, and do certain things, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, I figured, I'll take
You learned.
the choreography,
Yes, you got it
the
all.
stage presence,
Presence.
and all the stuff that I've watched them do
Put
and
it
learn,
together.
and put my own group
That's
together.
right. Yeah, because so many times that happens. Okay, there's some kind of friction or confusion within a group,
Right.
and you leave or you have to leave or whatever the case is. But when you leave, you have learned so much
Yes.
that
That's
you
right.
can now take all those, I call them transferable skills, and you can start your own thing.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what you did.
That's right.
Okay, so all you know, it may have been a bad experience then, but you walked away with something that you could be proud of, like
That's right.
things that you're
And I
doing
found
now.
this man right here.
Okay,
Carl.
hi Carl.
Hi, how you
I'm
doing?
Doris.
Carl,
Doris, it's a
Glad
pleasure.
to meet you.
Pleasure's mine.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And Carl, tell me what do you do? What voice do you sing in the
I
group?
sing the baritone
Yeah, I can tell.
voice in
Yeah.
the
Okay.
group.
All right. Okay.
And he
Well,
takes
welcome.
over on Arian Love's parts.
Oh yeah.
My
Okay.
love.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I bet you that sounds good.
I found it feels,
It sounds
it feels
good.
good too. Yeah.
So how did you meet these guys? I mean, how did you go about handpicking these guys to work with you?
Well, we have a mutual friend.
Okay.
You know, Doc Salam Love, you might have heard of him.
No.
He was with the Delphonics for years.
Okay.
And he was with him and another guy named Bosco. They wasn't doing anything, and I needed some guys because I had these three guys that was afraid to travel. They didn't want to go across the United States or whatever like that, and they had jobs, you know,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
other things that were priority.
Yeah.
These guys were available and ready,
Right.
so they became my three guys.
Okay. All right.
Then one of them was acting up, and so he had to leave. And then I got my man here, take his place, right? And then we got this fella right here that came in late.
Hi, this fellow. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm sorry. How are you? Welcome. Welcome.
That's LaShawn Johnson.
LaShawn, hi.
Our first tenor, second tenor, and baritone.
Now we got everybody?
Okay, we have everybody, Gilbert.
Okay, no more excitement?
This is exciting. Yes, it is exciting. So then you put these guys together, okay? And you're traveling, you're performing. I see advertisement everywhere about places you're going to be and all that. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Do any of you write songs? Is there a songwriter?
I'm a writer as far as
Okay.
lyrics is concerned. I haven't learned to write on manuscript yet.
Okay.
I haven't mastered an instrument other than my voice. But, you know, I can tell a guitar player or a keyboard player where to go, you know, with my voice. And so that's basically how I've been creating a lot of songs. I got like maybe 50 songs that nobody's ever heard yet.
Yeah, but you got to get them heard.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get them heard.
Well, you know, I've made friends with a guy who's, I consider him a giant in the business. He was with Philly International and wrote for a lot of famous names here. His name is Butch Ingram, that you know, right? And he's interested in doing a recording, like remakes of the Stylistics stuff. So I'm going to go with that and throw some originals.
Yeah, put
in
those
there.
originals in.
Right, and then I can change my name because there's been a little friction about the Stylistics Revue. And I have that trademarked, okay? But, you know, some people just don't want you to use their name at all. You know? So
Well,
working
yeah,
on that.
I know, and I questioned that. You know, before the show started, we talked about that.
Right.
Because I was going through a little of that, too, with Fat Larry's band. And I'm the owner of the name. And so I was going through a lot of that, people trying and saying that they're gonna create a new Fat Larry's band and all that, and not clearly understanding all of it. I kind of freaked out because I said, well, how could they do that when I own the name? And I know that it's done because I can hear like the Blue Magic, the Revue, and the Tramps Revue, and all this kind of stuff. And I wonder, how does the law let them do that? But you explain it to me, okay? And maybe you want to explain it, not in detail, but a little bit to our fans and friends.
Sure. The difference between me and Blue Magic is that there's two brothers, Vernon and Wendell Sawyer. They are founding members of the group. Them two split up. Wendell took one of the guys named Keith Beaton. Vernon parted company like by himself. And then he started his group around him. Wendell and Keith hired two more guys, and you know they were the Blue Magic, but they're three founding members which have rights to the name. Now I don't really know who owns the name with their situation, but they have agreed to let each other live. You know, you gotta make a living. I'm gonna make a living. That's all good. The original lead vocalist, Ted Mills, he left them way before, you know, the squabbles came between the brothers, and he's been a solo artist for ever since.
And a great solo artist.
Yeah,
he has a great voice, a gifted and talented person. Ted Mills is.
He came out with a recording. Well, it was just him, Russell Tompkins Jr. and William Hart.
Okay.
It was called Three Mo Tenors.
Okay, guys, that sounds good.
Yeah, and it was a nice recording. But it didn't go far. They didn't have the distribution, or I don't know what the deal was, but it just didn't go far. But I think it would have made a smash. There people hearing their favorite three, you know, that would be nice. But anyway, they agreed to share the name.
So it's agreed.
With the Stylistics, and they tried to tell me from the beginning that if you ever leave here, you can't, you know, start another Stylistics. I didn't think about it until after I was, let go.
Mm-hmm.
That let me go out here and see if I can keep my career going. So I was just me in the very beginning,
Okay.
formerly of the Stylistics. I got a few jobs here for some peanuts,
Mm-hmm.
but people were not recognizing me without a group. And one day a woman in a college up in New York wanted to hire me in the group that I had been with, the A Perfect Blend.
Mm-hmm.
And we was going on that A Perfect Blend. She said, "You sing with the Stylists? Can you sing them leads?" I said, "Yeah, I can sing them leads."
Mm-hmm.
She said, "Well, I want you to come to New York to this college and do this thing, but I want to hear the Stylistics songs. Can you sing?" I said, "Yeah, I can sing the Stylistics songs." "Well, you have to be the Stylistics." I'm like, I can't be the Stylistics. The best I can do is be a review group or a tribute to
Okay.
Stylistics.
So it's a tribute, okay?
She
Okay.
said, "A tribute sounds like, any old Joe at a karaoke bar or something." I said, "Well, I can't call myself the Stylistics.
Okay.
You have to go with the review." She said, "Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
be the review." So I've been with
That's
3
good.
different guys every time
Okay.
for since 2011 on up until now. At 2013, some guys stood me up. I was telling you they didn't want to go, they didn't travel. And then I ran into good old Mr. Gray here with Doc Salam Love and another guy named Bosco. And they kept me going for a while. Then, Doc still had his Delphonics running through his blood and wanted to do that. And it was getting in the way of what I'm trying to do. So I let him go. I still use him from time to time.
Okay.
But he's not, a member of the group. And when Mark had his own little problems, and he couldn't do nothing. That's why I got my man right here.
Okay.
And then later on I got him. And we've been moving ever since. We've been doing Texas and Cali and St. Louis and where else? North Carolina and
And that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
Because as we get older, like some of the guys, they settle down kind of like family, grandchildren, and then they're afraid to travel, or maybe they're health-wise, they can't travel. But those of you that can travel, who love music, you should keep the music alive. You should
Yeah.
Definitely.
keep the music going.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a good thing. Good thing. So now we want to talk. Well, I want to go back just a few minutes, and I want to talk about songwriting. And I think, is it Salam?
Sean.
Sean. Excuse me, Sean. You said you wrote songs, right?
I have written.
Okay, tell me about some of the songs you've written.
Some.
Were they published? Any of them published?
Well, they've been published through the BMI, which is a
BMI.
publishing company.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I do have a couple of songs published through those through that particular company. They were played on independent radios and things of that nature, but nothing big. But like Van, I have probably about 50, 60 songs, and I do read and write music. So, at some point, we'll probably sit down with Van and figure out what needs to happen and do some of his songs.
Well, that sitting me in my head. But that is a darn good idea. Because if you sit down, just take some, I love to write songs because I can express the way I feel, through song.
Right.
Okay, so if you can just get some quiet time. I don't know how you write, whether you write in the bathroom or you write in the kitchen or, people have different ways.
Anywhere, on a train,
Yeah, you're right.
wherever the inspiration hits me, I'm like,
Get
oh,
that
that
out
sounds like a
because
nice
the way you feel,
melody.
all those melodies and lyrics in your head, everybody else is feeling it too.
Yeah.
So you gotta get that stuff out, and you guys play together and bring this thing to a head. Now, where are you performing? Like in the next couple weeks, where are you going to go?
We're going to Brooklyn, New York, to a place called Sirico's.
Rico?
Yeah, and that's a Valentine's Day show, but it's on the 9th.
Okay. Valentine's Day show. So you're going to be singing a lot of love songs and.
We're going to be singing the Stylistics songs.
Okay, all right, okay. That would be great.
Yeah. And then right after that, we have the 16th in Vineland, New Jersey.
Okay. And what type of venue is that?
Oh, this is a theater. I think it
Theater?
seats like, I don't know. It's pretty big. Maybe 1,000 people.
And who's on that venue with you?
The Intruders, Revue,
That's great. That's great.
and
The Ebonies.
the Ebonies. There you go.
Okay.
The Intruders and the Ebonies.
Well, that's gonna be a nice.
Oh yeah, that should be a nice outing.
Okay, so now, where are you going from here? Your performances? Do you book your own performances, your own gigs? Do you do that?
Basically, yeah. I mean, 'cause I have like a network of promoters
Okay.
all over the East Coast. Anyway, just got one on the West Coast,
Mhm.
and you know, whenever they have an opportunity or a vacancy, you know, for me, they'll call me and then we'll work out all the details, get it on written on the contract, get it signed, get my deposit, and we start rehearsing for that show.
Okay. And you guys are in for the longevity, right?
Oh,
You
yes.
guys gonna
Yes.
work this out, you know? Because I know how like Van feels, and he wants to continue moving and growing, and he would like to see all you guys do that, because you're keeping the music alive, so we can listen to good music. And some of the old timers, like the Stylistics, you know, we don't want their music to die. We
That's
want it
right.
to keep going.
Yeah.
And Blue Magic, you know, and the Ebonies, all that music.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe for some reason they can't perform.
Mm.
You know, there's many reasons why they can't. So as long as you guys can perform, just keep it going.
We're keeping hope
Good.
alive.
Good.
Yes.
And we have, let's say hi to our Facebook fans and friends. We have a couple here. Hi, Sandy. That's my sister and my support. She's always there. And Steve Bernstein, how you doing? Good to see you. For you to be here. Hope you're enjoying the show. Thank you for joining us. Now, as we move forward, can we expect any CDs or singles coming out? Can we do that?
I say by the time this year's out, we should have product. We should have our own CD, and with that, I would change the name.
Okay, tell me about how you're going to do that.
Well, I've always had this name that I was signing, even when I was with the Stylistics.
Uh-huh.
It was my way of shortening my autograph. Instead of saying the Stylistics Vanfield, I just wrote Van Style. So
Okay.
that took care of the whole thing, and that's the name I would like to change into. Right, that would
Okay.
be my name, you know, and not have anything to do with the Stylistics, so I won't have any repercussions, you know, from their management or their establishment, you know, or anybody else.
Okay, that sounds good. How about you guys?
As far as being Van,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm here to support him and sing with the group. Yes,
Okay,
yes, indeed.
and so that CD is going to be done with the four of you.
Yeah,
You hope
Yes,
it's gonna be
hopefully,
with the
yes.
That's what I meant. It's going to be done with the four of you.
yes.
And then if that's the CD, then you can get, Sean, you can get some of your songs on there, you know,
Possible.
and you can collaborate and get your music. Are you affiliated with any of the publishers? You said BMI. Okay. How about your
No, I'm not. I don't have any song. I did do a remake of what's that? Always on My Mind. That is on iTunes and CD Baby.
Okay.
It's
Okay, so you
remake.
have that out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
that's
It's
good.
on the internet. Yes.
All right. And now that social media, it's something I'm still trying to learn it and understand it. And in my head, some days I'm okay with, and some days I forgot what I learned the day before. But I'm still trying. But I'm from the old school, so I want to be able to learn the new stuff and stay in the old school too, because I love the old school. But I love to give inspiring words
Right.
to our youngsters about the music business. And I want you to do that because we have a lot of them that are out there and they're trying and they think they know it all. And maybe they do know it all. But we can give them some inspirational words. Can you, Van?
Well, if you're trying to get in this business, it always helps to know someone,
Good. Okay.
you know. But on top of that, I mean, if you have a skill, writing, singing, playing instruments, whatever, work on those skills, hone your skills real well. Even I suggest that you go to have a class and learn some theory and all that if you want to get into writing. And just be prepared for a break, because breaks will be around you all the time. If you're not prepared for them,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
take advantage
Mhm.
of them. And you also have to stay connected. This goes back to who you know. I started out going to the Hollywood Palace. So I made myself, I made myself accessible to the public.
Mhm.
And that's how Wilbur Hart discovered me. Okay? Because he would, just about everybody who was anybody would go to the Hollywood Palace at some point in time. And I met some stars there. I met Poogie himself. I met Blue Magic. I met some Blue Notes there. I met the manager of the Continental Four. I met Evelyn Champagne King. I met Barbara Walker. I met,
Okay.
oh wow, so many people that frequent that place on Thursdays. It was
Okay.
like a little mecca, musical mecca.
Okay.
And I had to be there. So that's part of getting into the business, making yourself visible and available, getting that exposure.
Okay. All right. Any words of inspiration from you guys? We're talking about our youngsters and
Well, you
then
got
get
to
into-
be, you got to be out there. You got to be out there, like Van was saying. Out of sight is out of mind,
Exactly.
And you got to
You
be out
said
there
it.
to be to get discovered and to whatever your craft is you're doing, and just keep your head up and keep it moving. Because, like I said, out of sight.
And they need to really, I always say, learn the music business.
Yes.
They need to learn it because, like years ago, we were so excited to get like a song on the radio and all that and perform. So we forgot all about the money part of it. We was just so excited. Oh, the song's on the radio. The song's on the TV. Or we're going to perform here. Loretta's hi-hat. Okay, all that kind of stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we forgot about the money, We didn't even care about it. And then as we got older, then we say, oh, they gypped us. When, we got older, we started like,
Well,
they
did you
gypped
sign
us.
anything?
When we forgot about the money? What do you mean?
I mean, before you created what you did,
Yes.
you signed something?
Yes. I had publishing rights. I wrote songs. I did all this kind. Now, I got that.
Yeah.
Okay? I got that. But I don't think I got or we got what we could have gotten. Okay?
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
What we could have gotten had we known the business.
Right.
Things like if you write a song and you have your publishing company and all that, BMI, which I'm a member, you will,
So am I.
yeah, you get your royalties and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you knew the business, maybe it would have been more from other type of entities dealing with the
Of
music
course.
business. So they need to really have some workshops. I promote workshops where you learn the music business, you learn how to write songs. You just go, you learn about your publishing. You do all that, and I hope that in the spring or early summer, we are able to have some workshops and have people like yourself coming in and teaching these workshops to our youngsters. So
Right.
that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay.
That
Okay.
could happen.
Yeah, it could happen. It's
It should
and,
happen.
and it's needed.
Yes, it should
Mhm.
happen.
It's needed because you want them to be better than we were. and have
Right.
more knowledge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, can I get any words of encouragement for someone who is maybe a musician who's out there with their instrument and they practice sometime and don't practice all the time? Like I have a piano class. Some of my students practice sometimes they don't, and they wonder why they're not learning, right? So why aren't they learning?
Because they don't
Because
practice.
they don't practice,
Yeah, you gotta
right?
Practice, yeah.
Okay?
Practice makes
They
perfect.
don't practice, and they'll say, I'm still at the same stage that I was a month ago, and their parents are saying, well, they're not learning. And they're not learning because of what?
They're not.
Because they're not practiced. So practicing your skill is very, very important.
Yeah, it depends on what your passion is. If you really
Oh, okay. Yeah,
desire
that's good.
to be the baddest singer or the baddest writer or the baddest keyboard or guitar player, you're going to be shedding
Yeah.
all the time. When you come home from school, you rest through your homework and get that done so you can go up in your room, plug up, and start discovering some new chords and melodies and combinations and all that and get your
Yeah.
dexterity together, whatever. You have to be in the shed is what they call it.
Okay.
You have to be in that shed, shedding, until you feel that if you feel confident enough to go public, it might just be on your front porch where your neighbors are out.
Okay,
And
okay.
if you feel, that confident, we can go out and let people hear what you have been working on. Then it should grow from there. People, when I first sang in front of somebody, I didn't even know I was singing in front of anybody.
You didn't even.
I didn't even know. I was on a friend's porch. And the Delphonics is my favorite group and everything. So I was singing La La Means I Love You, singing my heart out. And it was this girl hiding next door, hiding behind the door, listening to me sing. So when I got done, it wasn't no big thing. She came out and said, "That was so nice!" I said, "Oh, you heard me?" Oh, I was so embarrassed. She said, "Sing another." I ain't singing nothing. Really, guys, she's surprised, but that was enough right there to get me to want to sing in public more. And then me and that friend, we formed a group, first group I was telling you about,
Okay.
Symphonics in Bartram. And we were great. We had all the right voices there, and these guys had the desire. And we won talent shows and stuff like that. And when we were coming through Bartram, a couple of groups that were there competing in the talent shows became recording artists and put maybe one or two singles out. And one of those groups was the Philly Devotions.
I heard of them.
I know you did.
Yeah.
They had a thing called "I'll Never Color Your Rainbow." It was a sweet little song. I don't know who wrote it, but it was sweet. The lead singer, he was a real sweet high tenor, and he got through that. Man. But right after that, they fell apart because of management.
Yeah. You gotta help. You gotta help those out there that's trying, because they really don't know, and they need help. And then once you help them, God helps you, and it just keeps going on and on.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that God helps you. Because sometimes when
He
you
said
help
it.
some people, they might say thanks,
Yeah,
and
but
they're gone,
you
and
don't even
you
count
get
them.
nothing from
Right?
them.
You don't count them. It's what God is going to give you and do for you.
That's right.
That's what really counts.
You said it.
And I want you guys, to be successful. I want you, because I don't know the three of you, but Dan has been doing this a long time, and I want him to really be successful. Have his own thing with the three of you guys. Do these CDs, perform, keep our music alive, because we need it. Reach down,
Bring the music
pick
here.
pick somebody up and help them.
Okay.
Doris,
what I
you gotta bring
want.
the music here.
Bring their music here for
We gonna
the
play.
radio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, for Philly Live Radio.
Definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, that's another thing. We have the radio station, and we're able to play your CDs and your music and everything on the radio station, it's 24/7, right, Gilbert? So we're able to do that. And this is Tuesday, so next Friday, not this Friday, but the next Friday, we'll have a show just for you guys.
Oh, great.
Okay? It's for the Stylistics Revue featuring.
What time is it
bands.
going to be on?
It's 6 o'clock on Friday. I don't have that date. I think it's the 25th, around the 25th. 26th. Okay. So we have the show, and on that show, we will play cuts from your CD or whatever. If you got an MP3, it's dedicated to you guys. So you can have your friends and family tune in for that. So here we give you Facebook Live. We do Facebook Live. Okay, and then we go and we do our audio on the radio station to help
Okay.
promote our artists.
Great.
Cool.
Okay.
Great.
All right. Is there anything else we want to say to our Facebook family and friends and thank them for joining us? Anything else you guys want to say? Come on, don't be bashful.
Look,
Let's say this.
we're the Stylistics Revue coming at you.
Yeah.
Look out for us.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, and we hope that we've given you some great and good pointers of what to do if you're trying to get into music, and listening to what the Stylistics Revue featuring Van Fields have done and all the things they have accomplished. We hope we help you some. And tune in to Philly Live Radio the 25th, 26th, okay? And listen to their audio. Do I have the right date? The 25th, 26th?
I don't have my calendar.
Okay, okay. Now, on Thursday, the 24th, at 8 o'clock p.m., we have Tamaj G. Conway, and he's the producer and arranger and keyboard player from Philadelphia. It's going to be really exciting. He played with everyone, the Sound of Philadelphia, T-Life. He played with the Tramps. He played with and he wrote this song that Double Exposure talked about last week. What's 10%?
10%.
10%.
10% of something.
So it's going to be an exciting show, and he has some good information for us, and we want you to join us. And we thank you once again for joining us and tuning in to the Doris Hall James Indie Show. See you in a couple days. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.